Hello, and welcome to another episode of the What's Up Wenatchee podcast. I'll let this play for a minute. And we're going to add another one. I think those are all of our videos that we have. Let's see. I think we have two of the same. There you go. I think you're getting me. Huh. There you go. Hang on. There you go, Grayson. Up a little bit. You see it? And you can hear the planes because we're up at the airport, so you can hear the planes flying overhead. They were explaining to us earlier that they have a practice plane that is yellow that's right out front. It's parked like right behind Miss Veedol that uses a little bit less gasoline, petrol to run. But there she is, Miss Veedol, and she's going to be hanging out with us today. Ahead of the Pangborn's Festival of Flight. And a week from today is the big band dinner and dance with the Wenatchee Big Band and dinner and silent auction that is to benefit the Spirit of Wenatchee Aviation Scholarship. So we're going to talk to some people about that today. Including Trina Elm. She's from the city of East Wenatchee, and she's just going to hang with us today because we got a few different things that we're going to talk to her about. We've been spending a lot of time together, and with the Festival of Flight, the dinner and dance, the 4th of July, the swap meet. So I'm very fortunate to work with Trina on a few different projects. So all right, Grayson, you're off the hook now. You can always interact with us through our interactive chat line and text line. Let's see where we're getting this feedback from. I'm not quite sure. How about now? Well, there you go. I'm gonna stop the camera though, so I know which one is which. That better? Okay. All right. This is why I have to have you around, because you gotta monitor these things. Not quite sure where we got to go back to, but I'll go back a little ways and just say we are broadcasting in front of Miss Veedol all day today. We want to thank the Spirit of Wenatchee and thank the City of East Wenatchee for giving us the opportunity to do that. We are going to be speaking with Trina Elms from the City of East Wenatchee, who I love working with for a few different projects recently. The Pangborn Festival of Flights. We worked on Classy Chassis together. This big band dinner and dance, which I'll tell you all about and give you a chance to win a pair of tickets. And that's all to benefit the Spirit of Wenatchee Aviation Scholarship. And we'll give you details on that as well. It's going to be a pretty darn cool event up here at the airport. And that is where we are. So you'll be able to hear the airplanes going by. Man, I'm not going to be able to wipe this cheesy smile off my face pretty much for the next hour and a half, because we're in front of this beauty right here. So we have a lot to just kind of hang out. I'm wearing my easy breezy flowy pants today, so you can't see that, but maybe I'll show you at some point. We're also going to talk about the 4th of July, which Trina is also involved with, and the Washington State Swap Meet, as that is moving like a freight train towards September. So I'll give you an update on that. Where I was talking about Supercast, which is our What's Up Wenatchee community, because we are a fully community supported broadcast. And so what that means is that people who listen a lot and watch a lot and like the content that we're putting out there, they help support us by giving maybe $5 a month. I don't even know what the levels are anymore, but they're just maybe like $5 a month is $60 a year, really. And that helps us to keep our costs, our streaming costs and our equipment costs. And so if we are doing things that you like and you want to keep us on the air, then you can help out by joining our community. And we give out exclusive contents and prize giveaways. And you can do that right there at www.supercast.com. And right now, I have a giveaway not in the Supercast community, but right on the Darling Productions website, darlingproductionswa.com, for the big band dinner and dance. That's a week from today, right up here at the airport. Going to be a really awesome event. So, like, think of it as one of those 1940s vintage wartime dances, right? Where you get all dressed up and you have vintage planes hanging out in the background that you take pictures with. There's silent auction prizes from a lot of great local businesses. And the Wenatchee Big Band just like playing some nice like big band music. Like, I'm not a swing dancer, but like I could get down, right? And it's just a fun night out with some great music and great friends for a great cause. We'll talk with Trina about that in just a bit. But if you want to go and you want a chance at some free tickets, I have them up at darlingproductionswa.com in the contest tab. All right, guys. Let's see. I'm getting some comments. Chris and Amber's 15th wedding anniversary is on the 4th. Now I'm a community billboard. I have people giving me their wedding anniversaries and their birthdays. Why not? If we're going to recognize a wedding anniversary, might as well recognize a birthday as well. Today is none other than our very own Grayson's birthday. Yay! Where are you?
I'm hiding.
Why are you hiding?
I'm working.
Come over here. Get over here, you.
I'm right here.
Hi. And why don't you do you not like your birthday?
No.
You don't?
No, I do not.
Why not?
I used to do a countdown and get excited, and then I turned 40 and that kind of tapered back, and I haven't said anything about it at all this year. Not one time. I've just been put it out of sight, out of mind. Honestly, it's really a trip. 45 today. Yeah.
Well, man, I say you should celebrate your birthdays because you made it. Like, you made it through another year of life, of whatever that means for you. All of every day is something new. And if you think back over the last year your life or whoever, you think back, I always get very reflective around my birthday. Do you?
Yes. This year, no. But
you don't want to think about the last year.
I guess so. I've really kind of put it out of mind. But I normally take a lot of time. I've got this place I go to in Wenatchee, and I look off the river. I leave Leavenworth, outside of Leavenworth on 2, and I sit at this place, this giant boulder I sit on, and I look up the river, I look down the river, and I will spend 2 hours of meditating, looking up and down the river of where I've been and what I've been through, and where I am today and where I'm headed for the future, right? So it's like a goal. What are my next set of goals I want to accomplish? And I didn't do that this year because I'm doing the podcast, because otherwise I'd be there right now.
But you didn't do it yet.
I probably won't do it today. It'll be too hot. I try to get out there early.
Yeah, it is
But
hot today.
I do that to see where I am. I look in the middle and I'm like, this is where you are now. That's where you were, and this is where you're headed.
Mm-hmm.
What version of yourself do you want to be as you are looking down the river? That's your past. Those are all those versions of you. Where do you want to take yourself, right? I've had a lot of older people in my life that are friends of mine that have been through so much in their life. One of my really best friends, Lauren, her birthday's today. She's 63. And she said it best to me. At some point in your life, you have to figure out if people come and go from your life, or a reason, season, or a lifetime. Are they really your friend or not? You should be able to count all of your best friends on your hand. You should never be able to question their loyalty. And I've had a really rough last year, and I've really had to do some reflecting, and I have questioned some of those relationships, and it hurts me to know that I've questioned those relationships. And I realized something. I've been through a lot, but I'm not the strongest version of myself. Not this year, and not going back to last year. I've been treading water in like a survival mode. And so the goal is to be the best version of yourself, right? This is my 45th year, starting from this point until next year.
Right.
How can I improve who I am? And someone asked me if I want to do that, to be not the chameleon I've always been, but to be bluntly transparent with everyone on every level, and to weed out those from my life who aren't really my friends, kind of just not go out of my way. And there's some truth in that, right? It's a growth period. It's a realization of, hey, you're not the kid that you used to be, and the only person that you have to make happy is yourself. If you can't make yourself happy, no one else is going to do it for you, right? So I'm looking at, all right, I've got a lot of growing to do. I've had a setback. And so now I guess that's why I haven't really thought about this birthday. And so I haven't really given it any real attention. I used to post almost every day on Facebook about it. And this year's just been about, who am I and where do I want to go?
Well, your birthday time is a good time to do that. Yeah, it's a benchmark. It's a benchmark in your life, right?
Exactly. For each of us, it's something different, right? And for me, that's what it is.
Well, Chris says happy birthday.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah. We
need to get some windshield wipers from that guy already.
As a birthday present to yourself.
Yeah.
So, what are you planning for yourself in the next year? Have you figured that out yet?
Yes. So I got to reconnect with my dad, who I haven't seen since 2007. And I know that me being who I am is very difficult for him because I'm transgender. And I know that he got to see me in person since 2007. So a lot has changed. I mean, a lot. And it was a lot for him to swallow. But the fact that we could get past our differences and sit down and share a meal, and he asked me a lot of questions about this podcast. I'm like, is this something that you want to do? I think that this is something you should know, that your old man over here has done radio, has done pirate radio. I think this is something that we share in common. And he was extremely excited about it. And then it gave us like this common ground, right? We haven't really had common ground because even though he's my dad, I haven't really seen him most of my life. It's been since I was a little kid. And so to be able to sit on the other side of him and let him just see who I am and not really care what he really thinks about my appearance, but to hear him out as an adult to another adult, it brought about this thing that I realized my dad's 75 and I want to have a relationship with him about what our relationship could be going forward. And for him, he was like very supportive of me learning all about this and excelling at this, because he's like, I think you've got the skill set for it. And I know those weren't his exact words, but that's something that's important. So to have relationships with people that mean something to me and to back away from relationships with people that only want to know me maybe because I do this podcast or because I sing karaoke, right? So to really just spend time with the people who actually value what I bring to the table as a friend, and the loyalty that I have, right? So that it aligns with my code of friendship, and it aligns with my moral compass and my values in life, the moral values that are instilled in me. So that's the stuff that I want to work on this year. That's the stuff that I want to get back to. I've got to go through this transition process, 10 years in the making. I've got to come out on the other side and actually be who I see on the inside, on the outside. I've got to be in this beautiful house, living in this beautiful valley where I've pretty much grown up my whole life. My mom's from here, and I've developed some really amazing friendships, and I feel very rooted here. It's taken 6 years, but I feel very rooted here.
Yeah.
And when you came to me with the opportunity to do this, I remember the first time I couldn't do it. I couldn't look at the camera. I was always looking at the ground. I was really nervous. You're like, you can do this. And I didn't believe in myself. And look at, here we are 6 months later. And I'm learning a lot. I'm contributing in every way that I can to helping with your business that I believe in. And it's because your loyalty, your friendship with me, the fact that you believe in me, even when I don't believe in me, the fact that you've been there for me in my darkest moments. A lot of people don't know that. And the fact that the friendship that we have is super solid. Like, people really can't really interfere with it, even when they want to. They don't understand it, and it's not their place to. But you've given me this awesome opportunity. You know, I volunteer all my time to this. People don't get that. I don't work for you. I don't make money. I don't get paid for what I do, but I enjoy what I do. You know, I told my dad right now, it's like a hobby. I'm on medical leave, but once I'm clear, I'm totally going to take you up on your offer to be a part of your business and help you build it. And I know it's a woman owned and operated business, and I celebrate that and I embrace that, even though I know I'm no longer physically looking that way. I believe in the power of women and small business. It's something that I'm very passionate about. People don't know that about me. But I know from a woman's perspective how a lot of men see women and how they treat them, both in business and in relationships. And it's given me a perspective that a lot of people take for granted. And I don't. So when you came to me and you told me you're going to do this podcast, you know, and when you came to me and said, hey, how serious are you about this? This is what I'm doing. I would like to take you with me. I would like to know if you are going to be serious, you want to be on board. And I was like, whoa, yes. And I had to go out and like do some things so that I could like get on focus with this. I had to do like a lot of research. I had to listen to podcasts. I had to see what it was all about. And here we are, right? and I see your vision, and I have to, sometimes when you're having a hard day and you're not believing in yourself or in your business, I have to be like, Nikki, look at what you've done.
I know.
You've created a media network that is separate from conglomerate overtaking the market, the future of what radio is. But it's not even the future. It's literally the present, and it's nothing that's new, right? Because back in the 40s, what did everybody do? Gather around a radio and community.
Yeah.
And what is podcasting? It's the same thing. People gathering
it's telling
around
stories.
Audio. Yes. And
it's
that's
telling
beautiful.
Stories, yeah.
So we're getting back to the roots of how radio started, right? So I'm excited
telling our
about
community stories. And it's like the community telling their own stories. And that's just like such a beautiful thing, right?
And that's what I love about this particular podcast. People don't get, I invest a lot of time in networking and talking to people who actually grew up here. Right? I've spent all my summers and winters here because my family's from here in East Wenatchee. But I never lived here until 6 years ago. Physically lived here 365 days out of the year. And I embrace it so hard. I have got to learn things I never learned because I didn't go to school and I didn't grow up out here. And I have more respect for it than I ever did. And I'm from Washington. I'm born and raised. I was born in Spokane. I've lived in Spokane. I've lived in Wenatchee, and I've lived on the coast, and I grew up on the coast. I love this state. I've lived in other states, I've worked in other states, and there's no place like home. No place. And for me, Wenatchee, there's no place like it, right? And the history here, and the history that my family has here, the roots that my family has here, they're like one of the first families that settled in this valley. It really became real to me once I started doing this podcast, and the people I started meeting and the people we started having on. I've heard so many stories about this plane, and today's the first day I've ever seen this plane in my life.
Isn't she beautiful?
And yeah, and I mean, I'm like very emotionally moved by it. First of all, I love planes because my dad is a pilot and I used to fly with him, and I can't be in an unpressurized cabin. I get airsick. But to know where this plane left in Japan and hearing the stories of it coming here and then seeing it in person gives so much more perspective. So much more perspective. And knowing what this valley looked like and all the old photos I've seen that my family has that I've grown up looking at, and the stories I've heard my grandparents share, and even my great-grandmother, because I got to know her when I was a little kid, and the stories she shared about this valley, and it really just puts this into perspective. This is a very moving moment. The fact that the city of East Wenatchee, the networking that you have worked with, Trina, different city council members, this is overwhelming. This is awesome. I hope this thing sells out for tonight. It's worth it. It's for a good cause. I wish I had the money. I would totally love to do it, not just for the silent auction, but to be around this plane. But I really hope that everybody who can come out for the Festival of Flights. I've never been to this airport until today.
Are you serious?
My first time.
You've never flew out of Pangborn Airport?
No.
Wow.
No, never. I have always driven Highway 2 until they put that roundabout in, coming over here. All of my life since I have my driver's license, my first speeding ticket right outside of Dryden. I have done a lot of driving around here. Moving into Wenatchee, since my family's from here, I know here, and I've never been to the airport. And I've had to learn all of the other side of the river and how to get around. But this is something that's it's very touching.
Well, dude, I want to say happy awesome. Birthday.
Thank you. This is the best birthday present here. I get to be here with you, and I get to do the show, and I get to stare at this plane for the next few hours.
I do have a little something for you.
No.
Yeah. No. It is in the There we go. I'm back. Yeah. But I need your camera. So people can see you opening up your present. Just give me a second. It's because we're up here at the airport.
We're still learning our mobile hotspot here. I know.
There we go. Doot, doot.
I wonder if my dad is watching. I told him to search your show. He really wanted to see this podcast. He saw a little bit.
Well, it would be cool. Like you're talking pirate radio dude and a pilot. Like this is like the perfect, and his son's birthday, like all the perfect episode for him to catch in on.
Well, he would say his daughter, his firstborn, Chandra, and I accept that. That's fine. I don't want to upset him.
Okay, where's your present? You got it out of the car. Oh, that was a great smile. That was beautiful. All right. Oh, and then do you have an idea of what it is?
Not really, but maybe I'm
going to tell you, you do not need it right now. I can guarantee you, you do not need what's in that bag at this moment.
Is it because I finished one and I have another one sitting there?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I'll show everyone else because they have no idea what we're talking about.
Right, show them.
All right, I'm opening a bag. Okay, literally, this is like one of my most favorite energy drinks outside of Bang. And it's only this one, this Aussie lemonade.
Yeah, and it's not always easy to find.
No, it's not. When I find it, I buy it even if it's not on sale.
And I sold out the store of that one. So
thank you.
The lady was like, are you stocking up? I'm like, yep, buying them for the gang. Literally buying them for one person. But I didn't want her to think I was nutso.
Yeah, there's very few energy drinks I can drink because it makes me super jittery, and I had way too much Bang today. I know that what my limit is, and it's like alcohol. I went over my limit, so I'm jittery. Instead of drunk, I'm jittery.
Yeah, you're jitter drunk.
Yeah, but this particular, thank you very much. I come over there and give you a hug, but I don't want to like have everyone else about to cry like I'm trying not to.
Oh, well, I appreciate you and how much our friendship has evolved over the years. And it really is a beautiful thing when you can have that with somebody that, who cares what anybody else thinks. We just have a really great vibe, as friends. And you help out. You're passionate about what I'm doing and very supportive when I need it. So I hope that you have a wonderful birthday and you move forward in next year doing what you want and doing what you love. So
thank you.
Yeah. Oh man.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
I didn't think you were going to get emotional over energy drinks, though.
Oh, I'm not emotional over energy drinks. It's just this day is always a really hard day for me. Yeah. So I just thank you. I appreciate it like a lot.
You're welcome,
Thank
dude.
you.
Well, I'll give you a few minutes to recap yourself and or get yourself together and go sit down for a few and drink some energy drinks because I think Trina's gonna come up here and hang with me for a little bit,
which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
Trina, I love it when we have Trina on the show.
Me too. She's welcome anytime because literally when we have meetings, we have to schedule like an hour longer than what we normally do because we're like, okay, we're gonna catch up and like chit chat for a half an hour and then we're gonna try and get work done. We have to schedule in chit chat time, right?
I know. You know, we keep talking about doing co-hosting, and I'm always thinking about who would be a good co-host. I'd really like Trina to be a co-host with you on the show one day.
All
where
right.
we're like maybe that. I think that would be a great how you bounce off of each other. But I think everyone would really enjoy that.
Maybe a podcast takeover. We've never thought about that before.
No, we haven't. That's a good idea.
Okay.
I mean, people don't know that. We brainstorm all the time.
I know. We do. We just we get overly tired and silly and then get creative. We're like, what stupid ideas can we come up with? And then when we wake up the next morning, we're like, what were we thinking? We must have been really tired. That's what happens. All right, Miss Trina, let's sashay your way on over here. And when I came on, I really did say I have my easy breezy pants on today. And then I really thought that I was going easy breezy, summery. And then I saw Trina, and she looks even more easy breezy, summery than I do. You look great.
Oh, thank you.
You are so ready for like this 4th of July weekend, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm very ready for it. It's been a long week.
Yeah, I know. Well, every week's a long week when we're getting into our busy like event season, right?
Oh, it's been crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I do want to say happy birthday to Grayson too.
Oh, happy birthday, Grayson. Oh, like he's like blushing.
I know. Well, today is a great day because it's also my mom's birthday.
Oh, really?
So happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Very few of us born on June 30th. That's awesome.
Oh.
It's also my cousin Andrew's birthday. So we already have 2 in our family on the same day.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, how
It's a popular day in our family, apparently.
do you guys get together? Do they live nearby?
No, my mom's in Florida, but she's actually visiting. So she's up here. Well, she's been here all week and the next 2 weeks.
Oh,
So
you can tell her I said happy birthday.
I will. Thank you.
that's we're kind of getting like Florida weather right now, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
It's a little like even up here, it's like a little balmy.
It is.
As Grayson's like sweating bullets.
Yeah.
So yeah, like this weekend, or do you guys have plans? What do you do? Are you going somewhere? Or are you staying in town?
Well, okay. So right now, my mom and stepdad actually have the kids fishing up right outside of Chelan.
Oh,
so
cool.
There's like a little fishing pond right after you go over BB Bridge. It's like on the right hand side.
Yeah.
It's super pretty, and kids under 15 can fish there. So.
Oh,
and
nice.
basically you cast in and a fish just grabs onto that hook right away. So it's great because the kids always catch fish. So
I never catch fish ever. I think I've been out every year and then I'm like, I'm going to do it this year. And then I never do it.
Yeah. Well, and I'm so competitive. So I'm like, I'm going to get the biggest fish. And then I'll go and I'm the only one who doesn't catch anything. So
we'll just sit on like the shore and like, I don't know, drink some soda and watch everybody else.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't want the pressure of having to catch a fish anymore.
No.
I'll let my kid do it.
They have so much fun with it. Yeah.
We got a little fishing thing for Trenton.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't taken him out yet, but he's like, you know, he's almost that age, I guess, at 2.
Yeah.
He kind of knows what's going on.
Yeah. My kids, I mean, up until this past year have thrown me their pole when they get a fish because they can't reel it in yet.
Right.
But my daughter enjoys hanging around the water, not so much the fishing. She doesn't want to touch the fish.
Oh, yeah.
So my mom just sent me a photo. Both kids caught a fish and my son's holding both of them up and my daughter's standing off to the side.
Yeah. Your kids are awesome. I love your kids. We're trying to, because I like paddle boarding, but sometimes it's like, okay, getting the paddleboard and going out with the kid. And so I don't know if he is at the, like, I want to teach him how to be good on the paddleboard, but not in the middle of the river. Right. So I blew up the paddleboard and I put it in my pool.
Perfect.
Right. And so like I could train him, but I could like teach him how to, you know, this is, you stay in this area, and he could like kind of feel if it's tippy. And so he's like, we've been getting used to the paddleboard in the pool in the backyard.
That's awesome. I love it.
Right.
I should do that.
Yeah. Come on over.
Yeah. My kids love playing on our paddleboard. So
yeah. Oh my God. It takes up most of the pool, so you could really only fit one in the pool at a time, but at least it's good practice. And for me, I'm like, I can't stand up on a paddleboard yet. I just don't have a good center of gravity. So that's good practice for me. I'm like doing yoga and on my paddleboard in my pool. Oh,
there's
that's a visual.
For that.
It's a visual. Anyway, let's not have that visual anymore. Let's talk about we've got the big band dinner and dance.
Yes.
A week from today, which if people like don't know about this, and I think like it's trickling out there, the information is such a cool thing that you've put together that it's like spans all age groups, I think. because I know some people that are younger and like in like our age generation that love swing dancing and getting all dressed up and like going out in that era.
Mhm.
And then of course it's going to appeal to an older generation that they're like, yeah, this reminds me of like when I was a kid, because it's that 1940s vintage era, right?
Mhm.
That's what you're going for.
Yep, that's exactly what we're going for. Like, come dressed up in a whole costume. Like, I've got an outfit coming. Hopefully it'll be here before Friday. You never know with Amazon anymore.
I know, right?
But yeah, so it's the dance itself, you have to be at least 16. And Edit Ports has all their offices.
Oh,
They have a really big hangar, so we're all the airplanes that are in there now are coming out. They're going to clean the floor. We're going to put a couple of airplanes. Actually, the Devotion airplanes are going to go inside the hangar at the like as the backdrop.
Oh man.
Yeah, and then hopefully Miss Veedol will be on the outside of the hangar. The door is going to be open, and so Miss Veedol and another little vintage airplane. I think it's an N3N airplane. I
Yeah, it
got
doesn't
an
mean
email
anything
this
to me, but
morning.
yeah.
Yeah. And so it's a 1940s vintage airplane, and we're actually doing a live auction during the dinner and dance for a ride in that airplane.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So for people who don't know the Devotion movie, when did that come out? Do you know? Or like, is it recently or is it like an older movie?
No, it came out recently.
Yeah.
It came out sometime.
Grayson, look it up. When did Devotion come
I'm not
out?
really sure.
I didn't mean to trip you. I just,
No,
I didn't, was it like a
I did not come prepared with that.
No, like, was it, I didn't mean like, was it something old, like is it a 1980s like Top Gun movie, or was it's something that came out just in like the past
like 2022,
year?
2023, somewhere
But it was about
Korean War.
Yeah.
So they actually were up here last.
This is where they flew over Wenatchee, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, in the movie they flew over Wenatchee.
Wenatchee as the backdrop. Yeah. So those airplanes were up here at the airport for like a week or so.
Yeah.
So you could see them like flying around doing like fighter scenes and things like that. So it was really cool, and we're super excited to have them back so people can actually come up and see them in person.
Yeah, I don't think I don't remember when that happened, like when they were actually here filming the movie, but the movie was called Devotion, about the Korean War, and they decided that our landscape from above looked very similar to the area in Korea. So they did a lot of the aerial shots here in town.
Yep.
And so the vintage airplanes from the movie Devotion were in town during the filming of the movie, and so now you're bringing them back for the dinner and dance and the festival flight.
Yep, they'll be out there on Saturday too, so all the kids still get to see them. But we'll actually, it is based on a true story. So we'll have those planes there for the dinner and dance though, and we have a photographer who's going to take everybody's photos in front of it. So it's going to be really fun. We've got a silent auction. We've got about 10 or 12 baskets right now.
Yeah, who's giving you baskets? I saw some of them and they look really cool.
Yeah, so we've got a ton of donations so far. We've got Wenatchee Wild, the Apple Socks, like they've given tickets, and
you said you had some golf too, yeah.
Yep. So we have golf from I'm gonna blank on it.
Highlander?
No. It's Edward Chelan. It is
I'm just gonna name all the golf courses that I know.
Oh, this is really embarrassing because my uncle actually works there.
Oh,
he's the one who got
We've got golf from Trina's uncle's golf course.
Yes. It's Google golf courses, Grayson.
This is why we have him here.
I'm not a golfer. So,
Me neither.
yeah, hopefully my uncle's not watching this. But it'll come to me. Crystals is donating gift certificates. We've got Beautiful Hot Yogas donating gift certificates. The Chamber of Commerce is donating a basket. The Chelan Chamber is donated. We have a football signed by Julian Love from the Seahawks. Oh gosh, where else? Like,
yeah,
we've got so much stuff. It's
good. You don't need any more. I was going to donate something, but no, I'm just kidding.
Well, we have you on the list already. Sorry.
I know.
And Nikki's donating.
I was like, I think I already offered to donate to you, so hopefully you have that on the list.
Desert Canyon.
Oh, Desert Canyon.
Yes.
Yeah, I still have no idea what that is. I'm sorry, Desert Canyon. I'm not a golfer either, so.
It is a beautiful golf course.
And it sounds like it.
Yeah, and they have like mini golf up there. So like once or twice a year, we'll take the kids up. And it's really like a putting course, but it's a full 18-hole like putting course.
Oh, really?
That's more like mini golf for the kids. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Mini golf reminds me of the Jersey Shore. Because they had like rooftop mini golf down on the Jersey Shore, and it was just something we did every summer.
Yeah. Well, this doesn't have like the windmills or anything like that. It's the putting greens, but they make them down long ways down and up little hills, and they make them hard. So, yeah.
So it's
fun.
legit practice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They've got speaking of golf courses, they have that Rock Fest happening out at the Rock Island golf course this weekend. I wonder how that's going to go. Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking about taking the kids down. I think they'd have fun.
Right. The one thing is it's going to be hot, but yeah, just make sure, stay hydrated and wear sunscreen. But they're going to shuttle people in, and are they going to have like bounce houses and stuff?
That's what I saw.
Awesome.
Yeah, I haven't talked to anybody about it, but that's what I saw on their advertising. So.
Yeah, different bands and food trucks and things.
And fireworks at 10.
Fireworks! Yes.
Yeah.
I am such a sucker for fireworks. So tickets for the big band dinner and dance, which is Friday, what time?
It is from 6 to 10 p.m.
Okay.
The first hour, 6 to 7, is cocktail hour. 7 to 9 is when the band will be playing. And then after the band is done, we'll do the site, like say who won the silent auctions.
Okay.
And do the live auction.
Oh, right. For the ride in the airplane.
Yep. And then we'll finish up and start trickling out. And
how much are your tickets running for?
They are $80.
All right. Over at eastwenatcheewa.gov, eastwenatcheewa.gov for tickets on that or information on Festival Flight.
Yep. Sunday is the cutoff to get your tickets.
Okay.
And we're selling really fast. We sold over 20 tickets overnight. So last night. So people are starting to.
Yeah, because you got to get your numbers in for catering. Who's doing your catering?
Ring a bell.
Ring a bell.
Yep, they're doing the catering, and it's going to be a Japanese-inspired meal. It sounds delicious, so I'm really excited.
Yeah,
Barb over there does an amazing job cooking. So then we've got Clearwater having the no-host bar, but all the tickets do come with one free drink. So anybody under 21, you get a pop. But anybody over 21, you get an alcoholic beverage of your choice. So.
Okay. That's a pretty good deal. You get your dinner and a cocktail hour and a drink. And entertainment, right? Mm-hmm. Like your big Wenatchee Big Band is always a good time, and then the dancing and all that. If you want a chance at a pair of free tickets, we have a contest entry up at darlingproductionswa.com right now. We are going to do that cutoff on the 4th of July. And is that okay?
That's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, we've already.
I didn't even ask you.
No, that's fine because we've already calculated those 2 tickets into everything. So.
Yeah, so we're going to do our cutoff for our contest on the 4th of July and pick that winner. And a couple of people will get a chance to go to Friday's big band dinner and dance for free, which would be
Yes.
really nice. Get all the details on that at eastwenatcheewa.gov.
Yep. And we even have a costume contest, best dressed.
Yeah.
We have a prize for that. So
Dang.
definitely put some effort into it.
Really, ladies or guys, I don't judge, but pull out that red lipstick. Yes.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. It's quintessential red lipstick time, okay?
Yes.
And this is coming from me, who I'm like, I have no sense of like fashion or whatever. I'm like, red lipstick. I know that's what, right? Make it match that.
Yeah.
You want to be matching Miss Veedol on that night for sure,
Yeah.
right?
100%.
And you brought up like the Japanese inspired. So, or you can hang for a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, because you pointed me to the documentary that Charlie did at Vortex, Charlie and his team.
Yeah.
He didn't do it by himself, but Charlie Voorhees at Vortex Productions did.
Mm-hmm.
About the flight, the Trans-Pacific flight, and our sister city of Masawa, Japan.
Yeah.
And we sat and we watched it together.
We did. Yeah. You've never seen it.
I had never seen it. I apologize, Charlie. I didn't even know that it was something that was produced. And although I love Vortex's work, so we sat and we watched it. I was like immediately like sucked in.
You were, yeah.
I love documentaries. I'm just like a nerd like that. But we watched the whole thing, and so I want to like share a little bit of the story for people who don't really know what it is and can't really appreciate it until you really know what the story is, right? Like, yeah. Like, and if I get any of it wrong, just correct me. But
well, I did bring a special guest with me.
Oh, you did?
Do we want him to maybe talk about the story of Miss Veedol?
Well, if they're an expert, or if they know what they're talking about.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Clyde, do you want to come on over?
Clyde?
Oh my gosh, look at this.
Clyde?
I'm jealous of that.
Oh my goodness. Who? Guys? People?
Hi, gang.
It's Clyde
Yeah.
Pangborn. Oh my goodness.
Well, I always like to pop around about this time of year.
You do?
So nice and cool here.
It is. Well, it's a pleasure to have you with us.
Well, it's nice to be here. Thank you.
Then there's your beauty right behind me.
Yeah, it's always a familiar visit with our old ship.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about your flight or your time in Masawa?
Well, it was a lovely time in Masawa, and we're referring now to 1931.
1931.
It was a great break from Tokyo because our welcome in Tokyo was not especially warm. And we had to prove to the authorities that we weren't spies, that we hadn't intentionally taken a lot of aerial pictures, that the Japanese at that time were very sensitive about navigation, ships, shipbuilding, things that were going on in the islands in preparation for what later became World War II. And we had no notion of that. So they confiscated our film and our cameras. So it was a warm welcome in Masawa multiplied by 100, because the people in Masawa are just as gracious and welcoming as you could ever want a community to be. And it's been years now, but back in the early 80s, we got these two cities together. And the relationship between Wenatchee and Masawa, Japan is as warm and welcoming as a sister city relationship can be. We look forward to their visits every spring, and they look forward to ours in the summertime. So this year, I guess it's going to be fall, and maybe we're rebirthing a timely thing around this get together annually, because we're having Pangborn Festival of Flight, No More Wings and Wheels. These events seem to be in a kind of transition, but I'm very confident that there'll always be a warm relationship between Masawa and Wenatchee.
Yeah, I get that as well. That was forged at this time in 1931 because of this initial relationship and time that you, Clyde Pangborn, spent in Masawa, and it was because the plane broke down in Masawa. It wasn't an intentional visit, was it?
Well, it isn't that the plane broke down. The mission changed.
Okay.
When Hugh and I landed in Khabarovsk, the airplane slid off the runway. The weather had been terrible. And it took a day or two to pull the airplane out of the mud and clean it up. And by that time, we were so far behind Wiley Post's record that it did not really make sense for us to attempt to fly those last legs between Japan and the United States. And just by some fluke of imagination, the Tokyo newspaper, the Asahi Shimbun, had offered $25,000, which sometime in the future, like in 2020, would be worth maybe $500,000, $600,000.
Yeah, not chump change.
Yes, not chump change. And it was certainly worthy of an attempt. If we could become the first airplane to fly from Japan to the continental United States, that prize would be ours. And I looked at it as just snatching a little piece of victory into what had become a little bit of a disappointment, a defeat.
Yeah.
Victory instead of defeat. So we flew down to Tokyo and, as I mentioned, had a little trouble with the customs people and had to involve the State Department back in the United States to be released from custody. And by that time, we had made a couple of modifications to Miss Veedol to make her a trans-Pacific nonstop flyer, add a little bit of fuel, rigged the landing gear so we could get rid of a big hunk of drag at one point, and flew on up to Masawa because at that time, that was the longest suitable runway in the country of Japan. There weren't any big long runways. So out on Sabashiro Beach, several previous attempts had already been made. So we knew it was, the sand could be packed hard enough, time your takeoff after the tide had been in. So the sand was hard. And we hung around there for a few days, making some final adjustments and stuff. Unfortunately, what a sweet lady had baked us a bunch of fried chicken. She'd fried us a bunch of chicken, and by golly, if we didn't forget to take that on board with us. And the tea in the thermos froze at 15,000 feet. So not all our plans were infallible, but the people took us into their homes, took us into their families. And by the time we took off there, the die had been cast. Someday these two communities would get together.
Yeah.
And it took till 1980, but it did happen and has been warm and welcoming ever since.
And you and your cohort could not have done it without the help of those people in Masawa, Japan, helping you to make those upgrades or help you build that runway and do all of that. You would not have been able to make that flight, right?
Well, take Masawa in 1931. It would be like leaving Wenatchee and going to Kashmir, and a much smaller town, lots of agricultural connects, and at some point in the future, there would probably be a big U.S. air base there. And that in the future would be a centerpiece with the United States and Japan long after any wars that are to come. So, yes. And the people of Masawa actually helped pack down the runway.
Yeah.
To by hand, just walking along, stamping their feet, to make the takeoff even more successful, or actually possible, to make the takeoff possible.
What was the flight like? Do you know?
Well, yeah, I was there.
You were there. I mean, do you remember?
It isn't
Do you have video?
That's a negative. I have video.
All right. We're good. We're back up and running.
All right.
And audio.
And audio. Oh, and let's get Clyde back up and running, and then we'll be 100% back up and running. We are broadcasting live today for the What's Up Wenatchee podcast in front of Miss Veedol, who is right behind me. And it has been such an honor to do that. And she's a very impressive machine. And we're ahead of the Pangborn Festival of Flight, which is next Saturday. So not tomorrow, a week from tomorrow. And a week from today is the big band dinner and dance. And we had a special guest drop in on us to give us the firsthand account of what it was like in 1931 in Masawa, Japan. It is Clyde Pangborn. Thank you for being here with us. So we were talking about what the actual flight was like inside of the airplane and making it over the water, and how with that experience. And you said you would never do it again.
It's just much too long to spend in that close proximity with another human being, and you're engaged in this demanding task. And no matter how well you plan, to go beyond like 20, 30 hours is really an effort. Our flight took 44, and we were ready to come to blows. Truth be known.
Maybe more than once.
Maybe more than once. But there were enough things, head back, relax, and set it on what would become known as autopilot. We didn't have those things. And we weren't doing our best in getting along together anyway. It was time to get separated. But in a small, confined area like that, that isn't one of the options. So, no, I don't think I'd try that long haul again.
And when you finally had the horizon in sight, you were making your way, and you knew that you had done it, man, that had to have been a good feeling. And you're why East Wenatchee? Why here?
Well, that's an interesting point you bring up. When what we call coasted in over the Queen Charlotte Islands and made out in the glow, was still dark. What was obvious was the city of Vancouver, and then south of that, the city of Seattle. And we're still a little bit confused. There wasn't good, solid, dead reckoning sites available. Then we looked out ahead, and there is Mount Rainier poking up above the clouds. But we did not have the instrumentation required to descend through clouds and land in Seattle. Otherwise, we would have, because there was another prize available that we could have possibly competed for. So we turned east. I knew from living in Washington that if it was foggy and if it was cloudy, it wasn't necessarily going to be that way all to the east. But there were a lot of clouds that day. And I thought, well, maybe we should push on toward Boise, because there was another long distance record available to us if we got out there 5,000 miles instead of 4,400. But as we got down toward the Blue Mountains and looked out to the east, where there was a never-ending undercast, and that meant we would have to penetrate clouds somewhere, and we didn't want to do that. So we turned north toward Spokane, and I was so confident that there would be ground available that we'd be able to see. But by golly, we got up close to Spokane, and it was a still same solid undercast. Well, by then, we were ready to land somewhere. So we turned back toward Wenatchee, and I'm not sure to this day why we did that, but we did that. And we approached from the east, And that surprised a lot of people who had begun to gather down at the airfield because they were expecting us to come from the west. But the portion of the Wenatchee Valley that had been in fog, the fog had burned off, was still early in the morning, but there was a big sunny day getting ready to happen, and the fog burned off up high enough that the little airstrip up safely land. So we dumped the extra fuel, began to let down. I intended to shut off the engine so that the propeller wouldn't get bent when we landed. Of course, we had no landing gear, so I was looking for dirt, not gravel or hard surface. And as we came in, I pulled the nose up a little bit, and a little gust of wind caught the propeller, and it spun to vertical. So I knew I was going to bend the propeller, but by then it was over. So we dropped it down, luckily skittered along, pitched up on the nose, but didn't quite fall over. So it rocked back on its keel beam, and we climbed out, and the first person to greet us was my mom.
No, of
And
course, very proud mom.
Of course. And the second person to greet us was a representative from a Tokyo newspaper, and he had a check for $25,000. And there's a challenge for someone to take up. How did he know where to be of all the places that he could have been in the United States?
Yeah.
And how did he know to be there waiting for us? So this is a yet solved mystery.
Wow. Well, we're speaking with Clyde Pangborn, who was the pilot for the Trans-Pacific flight of Miss Veedol from Japan to Wenatchee in 1931. We are coming up on the anniversary. You are the namesake of that.
Okay.
Nowadays, how do you feel about how East Wenatchee, Wenatchee Valley, and Masawa collaboratively and independently celebrate that event?
Well, we've had to survive, first of all, the Depression, 30s, part of the 40s, World War II, Korea, Vietnam. So we've been through a lot as a community and survived it all. And the warmest feelings that you could ever feel are coming from Masawa, Japan, and the Japanese used to be bitter enemies. So people can change, situations in the world can change. There's always hope.
I love that. There is always hope,
There
right?
is always hope.
Is that you go through changes and evolution and time, and this country has seen a lot of different changes in time, and the Japanese through different eras have been quote unquote enemies.
Yes.
But now we can look at our sister city with lots of admiration and love and a sense of collaboration and so evident. And if you go to Masawa, Japan, they adore Miss Veedol.
They do.
And they adore you.
They are very dear to the crews, and we took the airplane over there for a eventful summer in 2011. Several of us went over there. We took it apart here, put it in an ocean container, and shipped it over, all at their expense. And they flew several of us over there to put it back together and to fly it around and give them rides and put it out for their aviation day at the Masawa Air Base. And 111,000 people showed up to have a look. So they could give us a few lessons in appreciation.
I think so. They've got entire stores with little tchotchkes and signs
And a fabulous world
merchandise.
quality museum.
Museum.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
aviation museum.
All right.
And proudly Miss Veedol featured right out front.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time and telling us a little bit of what it was like as a firsthand account, and letting us be here to showcase your baby back there. I
Well,
appreciate it.
People listening that are interested in seeing the Miss Veedol up close and personal and taking a few photographs, come on, show up on July 8th. We'll be there 9 to 3. Airplane will be on static display, and there'll be at least one flight in that time period, so you can hear the airplane. And
do you still fly her? You still fly her?
This is my last year of flying it because of insurance. I've reached a milestone.
What's it like to still fly her now?
Actually, I haven't been in it yet this year, but it's a beast, and doesn't have very gentle manners like we've become accustomed to in our more modern airplanes. And you have to be careful to keep it going straight. And when the most difficult part is landing it, and everything should be out of your mind. When you're on final approach, there should be one thought: I need to keep going straight. Keep going straight, because if you don't, it'll turn that quick. Then you're out of business.
She's loud. So loud.
That was a characteristic of what we call the old radial engine era. And it's a Pratt & Whitney. It's got nearly 1,000 cubic inches and spins around 2,000, 2,300 RPM. It can make a lot of noise. And mufflers are heavy and complicated, so we don't use them. It's just
like race cars.
Like driving your car, like in Indianapolis. Those engines make a lot of noise. They're not encumbered by mufflers.
Well, we hear a lot of planes kind of go around in the area, and I think you can always pinpoint.
You can tell Miss Veedol, or when the Devotion airplanes were here.
Okay. Yeah. I'll have to. I didn't know. I didn't hear them, so I'm gonna have to keep my ear. I always can. I'll be like,
I'm glad you can hear it, and there's a reason for that too.
What's that?
We like people to know when we're flying.
How many people can actually fly her?
There's 5 of us now in the group that fly it, and we're training new people all the time. So,
is there special training, special qualifications?
Yes, it takes what's called the tail wheel endorsement, because airplanes today mostly have tricycle landing gear with the nose down. Ours has tail wheel landing gear with the nose up. That's a little more difficult to control on landing.
Is it just to tell them to keep going straight?
No, but I'm one of the instructors, and after they've been in the plane with me, there'll be no question in their mind. Straight.
Yeah. What is one thing that we could do as and this is kind of how I'm going to wrap it all up here with you, Clyde, because I don't want to let you go.
Okay.
But I'm going to give you your afternoon back. So what do you think is one thing that we could do here as a Wenatchee Valley community to maybe better appreciate Miss Veedol and the trip that you took? Because wasn't it a big deal? Like back in
nobody had ever heard of Clyde Pangborn. And our whole mission at the Spirit of Wenatchee is to share this story, that story, and make people a little bit more aware that there was also a very brave activity taking place in the Northwest at that time.
Did people know the Lindbergh name before he had made that flight?
No, but certainly they knew it afterward.
Yeah.
And then there was the positive associations of his wife, Anne Morrow Lindbergh, and her writing, and then the negative connotations that came with the kidnapping. But it kept that name out there, negative and positive, and taking nothing away. I mean, what an event that was for Charles Lindbergh.
Right.
Solo for that whole long flight. Pangborn and Herndon, even though they weren't getting along too well, was there to keep the other one awake at the very least. So they always knew it. Both of them couldn't fall asleep at the same time. And
but they could give each other breaks, right? Yeah.
In that, for sure.
So again, I circle back around to my question of, we have the Spirit of the Wenatchee,
right?
That is, like you said, trying to keep the history and the spirit,
right?
And the legacy alive,
exactly.
And passed on. This the importance of that flight and that time and the experience and how much pride we should take in that event.
Right.
It really is. Spirit of Wenatchee as an organization, as an entity, is really spearheading that as a mission to help that mission.
Okay. First of all, you can send us all your good thoughts and warm feelings when you hear the airplane up there flying.
Done.
Read the book Upside Down Pangborn. The library has it, or you can buy it from us or several places around town.
Upside Down Pangborn?
Upside Down Pangborn is the defining story of the flight and of Clyde's life. And if you really want to get involved, send us a check. Help us build a new hangar door.
Okay.
Which we desperately need. Fundraising, we'll need about $40,000 to put a new hangar. Next strains, getting the rolling doors open and closed. Thank you.
I appreciate the time. Nice to see you.
Okay, good to be on. And don't forget, show up on July 8th, Saturday, July 8th, 9 to 3, Pangborn Festival.
We got the Pangborn Festival flights. We'll see you there, and we'll see Miss Veedol there.
All righty.
All right. Who flew with Hugh Herndon over from Masawa, Japan, right here into Wenatchee. Come on back over here, Trina. Thank you so much for, my gosh, I didn't know that you had friends in high places.
I know lots of
places
people
like that. Man, that was a great little surprise.
Yeah, it's always fun when Clyde's able to come out and join us. So.
Right? Ay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So Friday night, a week from today, we have the big band dinner and dance.
Mm-hmm.
The big festival flight. Yes. So tell me, although I know everything about it, I want you to, let's go through it, because how many planes are they going to fit on that tarmac?
Over 100 planes.
Stop it.
Yeah, we have a lot of planes coming. We have 50 or more coming from the Puget Sound Antique Airplane Club. And then...
Are these all vintage planes?
Not all of them.
Okay.
So that club, yes, they're all vintage planes. And then we have like 50 or more, I've heard closer to 100 other airplanes coming in, and they're just fun and unusual airplanes you don't normally see when you're at the airport.
Yeah.
So we've got lots of stuff going on, and we'll have helicopters here, life flight. I believe we might have a helicopter from one of the military branches. I'm not sure. I'm not the one in charge of that, but so they're working on that also. And we've got airplane flights and rides that you can take. Those are, you have to pay for that. Unfortunately, not everything.
Have you ever been in a helicopter?
I don't think so. No,
I haven't either. And I really want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost did it. She's like, yeah, that's all
I'm
you,
out.
girl. That is all you.
Yeah.
I know. But it's like, I can't even think of a time that I was like this close to a plane like this. So I've been telling people about this and do you know that there's going to be over 100 vintage airplanes on the tarmac that you can go and check out and take pictures and bring the kids, and people are like, that is so cool.
Yeah.
How did I not know about this? I'm like, I don't know, because you were living under a rock. No, I don't know. It's just because there's so many things happening that it's hard. It's hard.
It is. It's hard to stay up to date on all the different activities we have going on in the area. So I get it.
And sometimes something that's happening up at the airport, you're like, I don't know, it's something up at the airport.
Right.
But this is something up at the airport that is worth taking the drive and bringing the kids, because it's flipping cool.
It is. It's going to be a blast. We have 6 different food trucks coming. We have exhibitors that are going to be inside one of our hangars. All of the pilots that are flying in for this, we're giving them a free pancake breakfast the morning of, and then they have their own, we have speakers coming so they can go do some trainings and whatnot. The airplane world is new to me, so I don't know exactly how that works, but that's why we're partnering with the airport. So they've got a handle on all of that stuff and giving the pilots fun things to do, and little thank you goodie bags for being here. So
that's fun.
Where
are they all come? They all come in from different places?
We all over the states. We have the devotion airplanes are coming out of California. Possibly some out of Idaho, I've heard rumors of. So we'll see.
That's going to be a tough day for the air traffic control.
I don't know how that works.
They're okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There was okay, they're coming in from all angles. So I don't want to be air traffic control on full flight day.
Yeah, and a lot of them will come in the night before too, because they want to come for the dinner and dance. So
Trina's not finding me funny today.
Actually, I don't think we have. Well, I know we don't have an air traffic control tower.
It was a joke, Trina. It was a joke.
Yeah, they do come in pretty quick though. When you're watching them, it's plane after plane.
We're gonna do a time-lapse video of the 100 planes coming in.
You should.
We should. That would be really fun. But you said it's kind of at night sometimes too.
Well, some of them come in the night before.
Yeah.
But a lot of them come in last year. I remember chatting with a group of people that were waiting, the family had gotten there, but dad was the one flying the plane from a couple hours away somewhere. I don't know if it was Seattle or whatnot. And they were waiting for him to come in, and he was 20 minutes behind schedule.
Oh gosh. Sorry, had to make a pit stop.
Right.
Picking up beer in the clouds.
Right. Yeah.
There's a cloud keg.
Yeah.
All right. I swear I am not one of the comedians for Ladies Night Comedy. I'm not. I'm just the host. There are professional comedians, though that is their job.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you really
Yeah. Well, and I do want to thank our sponsors if we have a second.
Of course.
I have my cheat sheet here because we have several of them. So RH2 Engineering, Adura, Davis Arneal Law Firm, ALSC Architects, CNO Nursery, Service Driven Transport, and People's Bank.
Wow.
So thank you all for sponsoring. Without them, this event
it doesn't happen.
It wouldn't happen. And having they're critical in their sponsorships to even get the devotion airplanes here. So
Oh wow. Yeah. So that's what happens. We need our sponsors to make make our vision come true.
Yeah.
So we thank them for that.
Yeah.
You said you are going to be down at 4th of July.
I'm not sure yet. With my mom in town, I don't know. She's got some health issues, so I'm
Yeah.
not sure if we're going to go down or not yet. But
Is it supposed to be hot that day? I think it is. I think it's supposed to be pretty warm on the 4th of July.
I think so, yeah.
We'll be down there. I'm emceeing.
Well, and you're also DJing Festival Flight too. So, yeah.
I was going chronologically, so.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. So Festival Flight, I will be emceeing Festival of Flight. So we'll be up there the entire day and keeping energy and music and maybe playing some games and doing some fun stuff up there for Festival Flights.
Yep, we have giveaways too. So
okay. Yeah, playing games for some giveaways. We're gonna see everybody's best airplane. We're gonna make them do that. We're gonna have like 100 vintage airplanes, and then we're gonna have 100 like kid airplanes going around the tarmac. That would be the best video ever.
Right.
If we can make that happen. Grayson, can we make that happen? Yep. He says yes. That's it. That's how we're doing it. It'd be like a flash mob instead of like a flash mob. It'd be like flash airplane.
A flash mob would be awesome.
It would be great. Let's add that to the festival flight schedule.
Let's do it. I think we should.
A flash mob.
I'll go buy another something to give away and like the best airplane wins.
Okay. You get it. The best. We'll do it.
Yep.
We're putting it on the schedule now.
Okay.
So over this next week, you just have some time to practice your best.
Yep.
Mine needs practice, I think.
Yeah.
That wasn't a very good one, but
I'd be excited to see how creative some of these kids would be because, there are trick airplanes.
Oh.
If you go to like air shows, like Moses Lake just had their air show, like they're tumbling. And
I have some mats at home. We can bring some mats. We'll do some tricks. That'd be fun. Oh, man. See, this is what happens when you and I get together. We just get so creative, and then that's how new ideas are born.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is.
It's going to be a great day. The big band on Friday night with the Wenatchee Big Band, the dinner and silent auction, live auctioning off a flight, an airplane flight.
In an N3N.
In an N3N.
It is 1940s. That's all. I don't know.
Yeah.
I probably could have used somebody from the airport, like Bobby, to come and do this with me because she might know more about the airplane side of things.
Well, maybe we'll do something live from the Festival of Flight on that day, and we'll just pop on and do some interviews that day.
Fun, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be totally fun. And we'll get that flash mob on live. But I was thinking, what was I thinking? No, I lost it. I lost my train of thought.
That happens a lot too.
It was something for the big band. The tickets for the big band are on sale only until
Sunday night.
Yep,
we have to give the caterer our numbers Monday morning so they can get all of the food ready and ordered. And
we do have a giveaway for a pair of tickets for the big band dinner and dance at darlingproductionswa.com. That ticket giveaway entry will end on the 4th of July, and then we'll give those tickets away to one lucky person. Or to eastwenatcheewa.gov to buy your tickets. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I was going to ask about where the proceeds for the dinner and dance are going to, so we could talk a bit about the Spirit of Wenatchee and the scholarship.
Yes, so all the proceeds are going to the Spirit of Wenatchee's new aviation scholarship for one lucky youth in the area. So we want to continue to pursue that aviation, as a field.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we just have such a shortage of pilots these days. So
yeah, they have a program at Central, an aviation program at Central. So it is accessible in our area, because that's not a program they offer at every university, right? Like, it's not like people do come around to this area or to Central to study aviation because of that program specifically. So it makes sense that the Spirit of Wenatchee would invest in the next generation of aviation professionals. So I love that they're doing that, and we're trying to put together some additional opportunities to raise money for the aviation scholarship, like doing the live art at the Pangborn Festival of Flights. Not 100% in the bag, but we're working on it.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we can get an artist or artists. I think we might have 2 or 3 that might do it together, commissioned to do a live painting during the hours of Festival of Flight up here at the airport. And then we can auction off that art piece for some extra scholarship money.
Yeah, that was another Nikki idea. I love it.
Yeah.
So really excited. I hope it all works out. So
yeah, me too. I mean, it might just like fall on its face, but you know, trying to work with the NCW Arts Alliance, and because they're a new nonprofit entity too, and that are trying to get more of the people in the performing arts and people in arts in general to be recognized in the community. And so if we could do more collaborations like that, it's like we're trying to recognize our artists in the community. We're trying to raise money for the future aviation professionals. Like everybody's winning, right?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
No, I love it. So
this is why I love that I get to work with you, Trina, because we get to do some pretty awesome work, you know?
Do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else do we miss? I mean, I feel like we got to talk about so much. Can we talk about 4th of July?
Yeah, let's do it. Sorry, I derailed you on that.
Oh no, it's okay. There's, it's fine. I told you we were going to do completely just loosey goosey. I was like, should I make a show format today? I'm like, I'm talking with Trina, so we're just going to go
I've got
around
my cheat sheet here, okay. So
yeah. 4th of July is coming up on Tuesday. So this starts everybody's like long weekend. I think most people are taking Monday off. I think we've established that both Trina and I are working on Monday.
Yeah, we got some big things coming up the following weekend, and you'll be at 4th of July emceeing, so you got stuff coming up the next day.
Right.
So.
I know. I still have stuff over the weekend.
Right.
So I don't even get a long weekend. But you know, I love my job. This is my job. Like, I'm here in front of Miss Veedol and talking to you for an hour. So like,
and it's stuff like this. Like, this is why I love my job too. I get to, you know, do fun things and come hang out with Miss Veedol. And not the first time I've been up here for work, and it won't be the last. So it's just fun to get to do different things all the time.
Right. And when you're working like the day before 4th of July, you're just like, yeah, okay. I'm writing my script laying in my pool, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Rub it in.
Oh, sorry.
I'll be in my office.
I was gonna say, you can come by and like do work by my pool too if you want.
You can go work remotely from Nikki's pool.
Yeah, we're gonna make that as much as possible this summer. But yeah, Tuesday is a all day of fun.
Yep.
Down at Walla Walla. Our good friend Kelly Kennedy does a great job of putting all this together of impact events.
Oh, there goes the plane to Seattle.
Bye-bye. And lots of community engagement. Community partners make 4th of July happen, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's the Salcedo Connection is their presenting sponsor. You got a lot of sponsors that help make the 4th of July happen. Also, Confluence Rotary is doing the beer garden. Is that right? The Confluence Rotary. And they're also doing the cornhole tournament. And salmon bake.
Yes.
They're adding a salmon bake this year, which is so cool.
It sounds delicious. It's going to be with pasta salad, and I'm not a huge salmon fan, but I kind of want to go try it.
I am a big salmon fan, and I love when they do it like this because they're doing it in like the traditional Piscosa smoking of the salmon and the salmon way that they do it traditionally with the Native American what is the word I'm looking for? The format, the procedure, technique. Yeah, no, that's a really good word, technique. I just couldn't get it. My brain wouldn't do it. So they have some of the benefits, some of the proceeds from this salmon bake are going to help IRF, which is the Indigenous Roots and Reparation Foundation. So if you know that, that's Mary Big Bull Lewis.
Yeah, love
and her uncle or grandfather, uncle, somebody that she's related to is the one that is actually doing the salmon bake.
Yeah, I think it was her uncle.
I think it's her uncle. I'm so sorry, Mary, but I do think it's her uncle, and he's the one that's actually doing the salmon bake, and he knows how to, do the technique.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super excited to give it a try.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's going to be happening, and they do the cornhole tournament, and you can enter into that, and that's all a fundraiser for the Rotary.
Yeah.
So, and they have all the food vendors, so all of them will be out there, and all of the, they have some other vendors where you can buy stuff and walk around, and this entertainment on the stage. There's a couple of bands, right?
Yeah. So it looks like we will have the trampolines and the pre-funk prior to the Wenatchee big bands during the fireworks.
All right.
So yeah, I'm excited to hear them.
I've never heard of the trampolines.
I have not either. So
I'm excited. Trampolines, pre-funk. They're local. We know pre-funk. We love them. And then the Wenatchee Big Band during the fireworks. And we have Kylie Boggs is the licensed pyrotechnician.
She does a great job.
Yeah. Awesome job. She has a pretty good crew. She brings people in from like all over the country for this. And so they do a great job, and they're out in the heat no matter what. Like they do their test fires, and they have to make sure the wind's going in the right direction. It's just like, okay.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
It takes some days to get it all set up and ready to go.
Are they still doing the cherry pit spit contest?
It is not on the list here. The pie eating contest is at 5:10. Oh no, there it is. It's the Stamilk Growers.
Yeah. So Stamilk Growers always does a cherry pit spit contest. I have to practice that because I'm emceeing. Cherry pit spit contest. Cherry pit spit contest. There you go. And then they do a pie eating contest. I get to actually do like the play-by-play of the pie eating contest.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah. I just I couldn't hear you.
Oh, well, that's good too.
Yeah.
Maybe it's for the best.
Yeah. But every time I think of pie eating contest, have you guys ever seen the movie Stand By Me?
Yes.
A long time ago. Yeah.
That or Stand By Me. Stand By Me is that has the pie eating contest scene in it, where they all eat the pies, and then they have the big like puking scene.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And it was at a fair or something, like a county fair or something, and there was something like in the pies, and then it makes them all like, the one guy throws up, and like they all end up getting sick. It's a chain reaction. So every time I have to MC a pie eating contest, I think of this scene, and I will, if that ever happens in real life, you're my witness that if this happens in real life, I will just continue to do play-by-play of the puking contest.
Who can go furthest?
Yeah.
I mean, at that point,
you just gotta do it.
So.
Like, it then becomes a puking contest.
Yeah.
And I will just, I'll just continue to do play-by-play. You have to just roll with the punches at that point, because you have to make the best of it. I've decided that as a professional, you have to have plan Bs for these types of things. This is what I think about when I'm laying in bed at 3:30, 2:30 in the morning. How would I handle if a pie eating contest turned into a puking contest?
Right.
This is where my brain goes. Insider information.
Right.
Let's cross our fingers. Hope that doesn't happen.
I don't think it will. I think you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be
good.
I have to thank my good friend Luke Boyce from Elbow Grease and Elbow the Clown.
Great guy.
Elbow Grease was the sponsor for the MC at the 4th of July this year.
That's
so
awesome.
I would not be emceeing the 4th of July if it wasn't for Luke and Marianne and Elbow Grease and Elbow the Clown.
Yeah, they're a great family. Love them. So
I do. I love them so much. And they just had Luke and Marianne. Speaking of wedding anniversaries, they had their 8th wedding anniversary a couple of days ago. So we'll say a big happy wedding anniversary to Luke and Marianne. I just
happy anniversary. That's awesome.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
He's like, can we do some karaoke tonight? And it was like Wednesday. I was like, tonight? He's like, yeah, it's our wedding anniversary. I was like, you find me a place to set up karaoke and I will do karaoke for you, Luke. Any day, anytime, anywhere.
Yeah. Well, Marianne's voice is amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The one song that she sings was from The Greatest Showman.
Oh, I bet she's so good at that.
She does Never Enough.
Oh,
Never Enough. Oh,
I could see it.
It will give you goosebumps for days.
Yeah.
For days. Okay. We are a little bit past 2:00. I want to get on with our holiday weekend. So did we cover everything? I know we were going to talk swap meet and we were going to talk ladies night, but let's talk swap meet for like a couple of minutes.
Well, Kayla Taylor's also singing the national anthem. Love Kayla. She's a good friend. So super excited.
Yeah. Thank you for mentioning that.
Didn't want to forget her.
I've
got your back.
No, I appreciate that because I really do like Kayla, and every time I see her, I know who she is, and I don't think she like recognizes who I am. So I'm always like, "Hi," and she's just like, "Hey, hi."
So she's awesome, though.
She's so sweet, yeah, and she's got a great voice.
She does. Yep.
Oh, so in case you missed it, we are broadcasting from in front of Miss Veedol today ahead of Pangborn Festival flight. I know we're going a little bit after 2:00, but we had a couple of like technical hiccups. So whatever, we just roll through it. We're doing an easy breezy Friday today ahead of the holiday weekend. We just went over what's happening for the 4th of July. Go to WenatcheeValley4th.com. I know that website because I built it.
Yeah.
WenatcheeValley4th.com. It's got the full schedule, all of the sponsors that help put on the Wenatchee Valley 4th celebration, all of the entertainers and singers, Kayla Taylor, the bands that are playing, and the schedule for like when the pie eating puke contest is.
Fireworks are at 10.
Fireworks are at 10. And so that is Wenatchee Valley 4th. Again, Pangborn Festival flight. Go to eastwenatcheewa.gov, eastwenatcheewa.gov for those tickets and information. And Friday is the big band dinner and dance and silent auction. And then Saturday all day, 11 to 3 is the festival flight up
9
here.
9 to 3.
Oh, 9 to 3.
9 to 3.
Okay. Yeah.
Make sure you're there on time.
No, yep. 9 to 3. On Saturday for festival flight up here at the airport, and that'll have over 100 planes on display, plus different activities and games and music and a lot of different stuff that we're going to be giving away. So a lot of fun things happening for festival flight. Get all those details, eastwenatcheewa.gov. And if you are hearing just for the first time about the Washington State swap meet, I'm not surprised because it's a new thing that is getting out there right now. But it's happening September 8th, 9th, and 10th in East Wenatchee.
It is. Yeah. We're super excited to work with you on this.
Thanks. So. Yeah. I feel like this really wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for like us working together, because that has really spurred this on. This has been an idea that's been in the back of our minds for a while, and we went, well, when it's ready, the opportunity will present itself, and then here we are. The opportunity has presented itself. So if you don't really know what a swap meet is, it's like like a flea market. And you can swap, trade, barter, sell, buy.
Yeah.
Anything you want. So we are taking vendor applications right now, and anything from a general yard sailor to a collector to an antiquer to somebody who is an artisan or a homemaker or a baseball collector to got a bunch of car parts in my garage to, hey, I make candles in my spare time, or I make sculptures out of metal parts in the backyard, whatever it is, right? Rock hounders to crafters, just anything in between, right? We're just kind of looking for anybody that wants to be a part of this swap meet community for the weekend. And we're planning different activities. So as those get confirmed, we'll get those information out there. But kids area, food truck alley, a resource fair for environmental agencies and resources from nonprofits to kind of, get the information out that we can recycle and upcycle and reduce our ecological footprint and do that effectively. So check out the Washington State Swap Meet at washingtonstateswapmeet.com.
Yeah, super excited. So glad we've been chatting and you told me about this idea. I'm so excited for it to actually happen. And I think it's going to be awesome for our community and bring in a lot of people. So
thank you. Yeah, me too. And I'm looking forward to working with you more on this too. So yeah, I'm going to put up this is what it looks like. Washington State Swap Meet. Go to the website. And that's it for us today. I hope everybody has a really awesome holiday weekend. Oh, there's so much love here. Happy birthday, Grayson.
Yes, happy birthday. And thanks for having me and Clyde on.
Thank you for bringing Clyde on.
You're welcome.
Gosh, we got to talk with Clyde Pangborn, who made that flight. Take it off.
I'm doing it.
All right. That's it for us today. I want to thank the Spirit of Wenatchee and the City of East Wenatchee for helping us get this broadcast up here with Miss Veedol. This has been, man, I could take this off my bucket list right now, Trina. So thank you so much for this.
You're welcome.
It's been amazing. It's awesome. Everybody, stay hydrated. Stay cool, put some sunscreen on, and we're going to get over to darlingproductionswa.com for all the information on the Festival of Flight. Also, to enter in for some free tickets for the Big Band Dinner and Dance. It's right on that contest tab. You have until the 4th of July to get entered, and we will announce that winner on the 5th. Okay, everybody, we'll be back next week with another episode of the What's Up Wenatchee podcast. You can check on all past episodes on wherever you stream your podcasts or on What's Up Wenatchee on YouTube. And I want to say thank you to Clyde, to Greg, to Trina, to Grayson, and to everybody out there who has participated and watched us today. I love you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. My name is Nikki Darling, and I'm saying peace out for What's Up Wenatchee.